Everybody, welcome to Hipp Arishem. Today, I wanted to showcase something that I learned recently while playing Marvel Snap. And as you know, if you've seen any of my previous videos, I'm a huge fan of the Dan Hipp art style. You can collect different cards from different artists, and you can kind of build decks with just an entire artist card variance, and it looks really cool when you do it. And my favorite is Dan Hipp, and this is his art style. And Arishem here, what this guy does is at the start of the game, shuffle 12 new cards into your deck, and you get an extra turn starting, or extra energy starting on turn 3. So usually it's just random cards in your deck, and you don't really know what you're going to get. But with this card, this specific Arishem, because it's the Dan Hipp variant, you get Dan Hipp variant cards shuffled into your deck. And it's not always Dan Hipp cards. So if there is a card that doesn't have a Dan Hipp variant, you'll get the regular version of that card. But if there is, even if you don't own the variant, so let's say, for example, I don't even know if there is a Rogue variant, but I don't have a Rogue variant that's a Dan Hipp variant. And if Arishem shuffles Rogue into the deck, I'll get the Dan Hipp variant of Rogue. It's really cool. And I was starting to play with this character because this card, because this is a build that I would used to use a lot. And they nerfed it recently. It used to get an extra energy every turn. And I guess they thought that was a little too strong. I liked it because it just kind of felt like a slot machine. Like every game I'd play, I'd have 12 cards that I didn't anticipate having. So it was really fun for me to try to figure out how to make something work on the fly every single game. I loved it. They nerfed it a bit with the reduction of energy, but it's still a really fun card to use. I don't think I've used this card at all. This is the deck I built, and it's all Dan Hipp variant cards, and you can see I have a lot of other Dan Hipp variants. I collect them as much as I can. I don't spend $1 in this game, so everything you see that I have, I got just by playing the game. Never spent a penny. We're gonna see what this deck can do for me today. So like, I don't have the Quicksilver variant, and I got Blade, I got Quicksilver, I know I got Cosmo, and then I know I have the Arishem. But isn't that cool? Like, I had no idea. I got the card just because I collect the Dan Hipp cards, and I started to realize, wait a minute, I'm getting all sorts of fun Dan Hipp variants, and it's because of this Arishem card. They didn't really advertise that as you can get this card. I got it in the store. I think it was 700 gold, and I collected it by just doing the battle pass, the free tier. As I say, interesting. So there's not a Dan Hipp variant of this card yet. So I'm just going to go ahead and wrap this up. Try to figure out what they're doing. Interesting. So, oh, it's Dazzler. Oh, that's actually really convenient to have there. I don't know what they're going for here. Quicksilver usually implies Wiccan, because Wiccan requires you to play an energy every turn to power him up. Wouldn't make sense because that's his brother. And you're guaranteed to get this on turn 1, so you can always use your 1 energy in turn 1. I'm just going to throw Captain Marvel down here. Get some late game security. So that was a 3 cost. Yeah, I bet we're going to get a Wiccan here. That's really convenient, but also inconvenient. I don't really know what to do here. I'll throw Cosmo down in the middle here. I'll work on filling this up so that Dazzler can at least get 2 extra. Oh, they're not even trying to secure Atlantis. Either one of them. That's Sasquatch for you. It's not a bad card to pull with Jubilee. Yeah, Captain Marvel is kind of useless at this point, I guess. I'm going to do I could throw Shuri out and get 10 with Sarah and then get reduced cost on my last turn. Or no, that would be my last turn. Let's not do that. Let's just get Sarah going out right now. I'm gonna drop her. Let's drop her mid. Ares. Oh, he won by 1. Rogue. It's an interesting card to play down. I got Cosmo out here. That's a completely useless card. So with Ares, that's a cool card. That's what Ares does if you're new to the game. So I could throw Arishem here. Still wouldn't be enough to win that though. I might be in trouble here. I think I'm gonna have to retreat. I don't think there's anything I can do. Yeah, I don't think there's anything I can do. Let's get out of here. They won that.
Escaped.
That's tricky. It stinks that the 2 randoms I got early on were essentially useless for me. That happens though with Arishem. You kind of just gotta roll with the punches. That's what I like about this deck though. It's just you never know what you're gonna get. Sometimes it really works out for you. Sometimes it doesn't. And you just kind of gotta deal with it. It's interesting I've got Arishem early in both games. Sometimes I go games and games without ever seeing him, but he's popping in early to say hi today. He's like, this is my video. I'm going to show up as much as I want. In turn 6. Let's hope they don't have a move deck here. That's Toxin. Turn your other cards here to your hands. That could be fun with Jean Grey. Jean Grey forces players to play at a specific location. Huh. I wish I could I wish I could play Jean Grey and Storm in the same turn, but that wouldn't work too well. Let's throw her down middle here.
I am reborn.
And then what I could do, I mean, I could get a really strong Black Panther. If I had a Sarah early on, I think I could make it work, but I think that's way too risky. Let's throw down Galacta. And then I'm gonna nuke it, I think. Because if they don't fill it, they're gonna get stuck. Well, I actually don't know. I don't think I've ever played a Storm on Jean Grey. I think there's some subtext here. If possible. Okay. Okay. I have stature somewhere in my deck. Martyr. I could... I could do this. Because chances are they're going to try to get this Wolverine out. That would secure me the 10 plus 4 over here. I could throw Martyr down. Let's do that. Let's roll the dice. I don't think it's gonna work. Yeah, it's not gonna work.
Wakanda forever.
That stinks. I did forget about the Galacta though. That's a nice combo. Galacta can power up Black Panther. I totally forgot about that. That's a good way to start with 16 power at a location real quick. There we go. We can upgrade Shuri a bit.
Frame break.
Alright, let's try another one here. Do I play till I get a win? Oh, I thought that was Arishem again. I was like, dang, he's just popping up. He won't go away. Luke Cage would be nice. It's a one-time -2 hit though, so that's not too bad. If they chew through a lot of cards, I can just throw Death there and she'd do fine. I'll be able to chew through a lot of cards. I gotta be careful though, because I got armor here. That stinks. They're playing a discard deck and not a destroy deck. I feel like it's 50-50 that you'll get either a destroy or discard deck or any other kind of deck these days. I have to discard the card there. Let's just put Dazzler down here. I might sacrifice the Dazzler to destroy the Mobius. I might do that, honestly. Let's get... Oh, I don't want to nuke her. I'd love to get her powered up, but I also don't want to nuke her. And she's weak at the end of the game. Let's just leave her here. Reserve the 5 points. Let's do this. And just take Mobius out. That might be the morale hit to cause a retreat. There we go, and I'll be able to play Death. Okay. Okay, that's nice. I could just sacrifice Meek too with Killmonger. Then I'll get Death for even cheaper. Because it'll destroy Blade and Meek. I'll throw these down here and maybe Yggdrasil will power this line up and then I'll get 2 extra power at that location. Let's go for that. Either way, I'll get Death for only 4 points, which will be nice. Maybe more if they play a couple 1-cost cards. They're thinking about something here. Could be a bot calculating, who knows.
The throne.
Rest in peace.
Oh, that's so it's basically a -1. Yeah. Okay, well, let's just throw Death here. And then lock in potentially the middle location. Actually, let's leave middle open because I would only get 3 extra points there if I play Cosmo there. If I need the 2 extra points to get Marvel, she'll fly there. And I don't think they'll contest this one here, but who knows? Yeah, what? There we go. Pretty sure that was a bot.
Victory.
Alright, let's go. Let's go for a legitimate win here. I had a good strat going. Of course, it's against a calculator. You can't pick and choose. But you gotta be tricky, or you gotta be careful, because developers are getting tricky these days. That's really nice. And as AI gets smarter and smarter, it's not just impacting people in like creative fields. It's impacting consumers too, because the AI is capable of playing decently well as an opponent. And you see that in this game a lot, and you see that in Marvel Rivals a lot. Every like time you lose 2 games in a row, the next game you get has bots on the other team. Like it's you and other real players versus a team of bots. And it's designed that way to keep you engaged and not rage quitting, because it feels like you'll get a win every now and then, but you don't realize that that win is against bots. And it's only going to get worse. So it's really something to think about there. I don't think we'd seen that card yet, so we'll get the Captain Marvel with the +2 after turn 5. That'll be nice. So there's now a 90% chance we're going to get a Doom 2099 played on the next turn. Oh man, I'm going to get a real powered up Captain Marvel. That's really nice. No? Okay, they got Agamotto out there. Let's just slap him in there. And then I could just throw Destroyer down here. Because it won't affect Captain Marvel with the symbiote Captain. Because she's here. Nothing's here. These guys are fine here because armor. And then she'll just fly off and charge up another location. That really sucks. That really sucks. I hate that for me.
All systems go.
So there's a new set of cards. You've seen 2 of them so far. It's Agamotto here. And it was a pain in the butt trying to figure out what these cards do, because when you play Agamotto, or at the start of the game, when you have Agamotto in your deck, you get these spells, and the spells just pop up and they happen, and you don't get to like tap on them or click on them to see what they do, because the animation happens and the card discards itself. So it took a long time before I realized like what each ability does, and it was kind of annoying, and I feel like that's bad game design on their part. I wonder why he's got Luke Cage out here. That makes me kind of hesitant. I'll throw that down here, and then I'll throw Red Wing out here, and then Captain Marvel can go wherever. We'll see how this goes.
Power must be controlled.
That's not good. I wonder why they put Luke Cage down. They didn't have any kind of power negativity going. I think I just won it though.
Faster, baby.
There you go.
Victory.
Yeah, I wonder what that deck was going for, because they got Psylocke to get the +1, and then Zabu for the 4 cost negative 1 cost. I guess to get Agamotto out early? Interesting. I wonder if they did have a Doom 2099 in that deck somewhere. Huh, well there you go. Arishem, Dan Hipp Arishem. If you get him, you get a bunch of Dan Hipp cards you don't even have. And it's really cool to have a card pop up and go, oh, I didn't even know that had a variant for Dan Hipp. That's really cool. And then you have something to strive to collect next time you see it pop up in the shop. But that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. Catch y'all next time.